Hey everyone, how you all doing today and welcome back to another meta guide. So we are in the Master Premiere. So the Master Premiere is going to begin tomorrow. And yeah, I mean I like this meta, so I'm definitely going to be playing it at least to begin with. Obviously I could switch, but I'm going to be starting with it. It is an expensive league. You don't need legendary Pokemon, but you still need level 50 Pokemon. You still want the Hundo IVs. So no legendaries, no mythicals, no Ultra Beasts, things like that. That being said, let's go ahead and dive right into things. So for the S rank, we got Florges. Florges has been good for the Master Premier, but now it's so good. It's even good for the Open Master League. It gets Trailblaze, and that helps out the Pokemon so much. Because other than that, like before, it only had fairy moves, so it really had no coverage. I mean, it has psychic, but like it also, I guess technically had a Pittle Blizzard, but that's not a good move. But you get the point. Trailblaze is a really good move. Plus, it's going to boost up its attack, so it's going to be a good bait move too. You could technically bait the dragons. You probably don't even want to, just because just go for Moonblast. But the point is Moonblast, Trailblaze, and then Fairy Wind as the fast move. Charges up fast. Absolutely fantastic Pokemon. I have a Hundo, level 50. I'm excited to use this one. Hopefully you do too, because it's been in recent events spawning in the wild. So hopefully you do have one, because it is really good. And the color of the flower does not matter. I've actually been asked that before. So it doesn't matter if you have yellow one, an orange one. It doesn't matter. Red one, you can still use it, right? But moving on, we have Goodra. Okay, so Goodra is a really good dragon type, probably one of the best dragon types, if not the best one. Now, you definitely want the Dragon Breath as the fast move, and then the charge attacks, it gets Thunder Punch, it gets Aqua Tail, but it also has Draco Meteor. And, you know, in the Great League, I would say go with Aqua Tail plus Thunder Punch, but I could see you going with Draco Meteor just for a heavy hitting attack. In the Master Premier, because things are that much bulkier. So it really depends on the team comp and what you want to go with. Then we have Gyarados. Absolutely love this Pokemon. It's a great safe swap. Dragon Breath or Waterfall, both are useful. But if you have Waterfall, it's going to struggle against the Dragon types. But if you have Dragon Breath, it does pretty good because it's not weak to Dragon. So if you're taking neutral damage from Dragon Breath, you're dishing out super effective damage. That's actually really good. So yeah, and then Aqua Tail Crunch. You know, I have seen Hydro Pump. I have seen Outrage, but I like the Aqua Tail Crunch on it. You definitely want the Crunch for sure. And then we have Golden Go. So Golden Go, another really good one. This one has Astonish, Golden Go, and I mean, just such a powerful move. I'm fortunate to have a Hundo of this one, but it's actually not built. I might actually build it for the Master Premier and try it out and use it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, really good stuff, really powerful stuff. Going to be a pretty good safe swap, I would say. I mean, it's going to resist all the Dragon Breath damage. It's going to resist the Fairy damage that you battle. It's resisting fighting type attacks because it's a Ghost plus Steel type, right? So it's actually really good. Obviously, we go up against a normal type. That's not going to be great, but what do you got? Ursaluna? Maybe, but yeah, overall, I mean, it is a really fantastic pick. And then Dragonite as another dragon. This used to be the top Master Premier dragon type, but I think Goodra kind of a little bit outclasses it, but Dragonite or Shadow Dragonite is still fantastic. Annihilate, definitely the best fighting type, I would say. Counter Rage Fist, and then, I mean, you have Ice Punch if you want to go with the dragons, or Close Combat. Really depends maybe on your team comp, but the Close Combat, heavy hitting attack. Then for Alligator, we had a recent Total Dial Community Day, so maybe you have this one. You could go with the regular one or the Shadow one, but Shadow Claw obviously is really good. I would go with Ice Beam for all the dragon types over Crunch, and then of course you want the Community Day Hydro Cannon. Then we have Ursaluna. I have a Shundo of this I got on Community Day, so I'm really fortunate in that regard. But no, I mean, this Pokemon continuously kept getting updated. You know, with high horsepower, I think it has Ice Punch. It has several different moves that you could run on Ursaluna. I'm kind of drawing a blank on the other moves. Does it have Thunder Punch? I don't really even remember, to be honest. I think it has Swift actually now. I'll have to double check, but no, I mean, pretty good Pokemon to use. Pretty decent safe swap as well, I would say. Then with Primarina, with Waterfall or Charm, you could go either way. Yeah, at the end of the day, really depends on your team comp and what you want to go with. And then we have Glaciopod with the Shadow Claw, and then Aqua Jet was buffed this season, which is going to help it out really well. Actually helps it to make it appear in the S rank as well. So, and then I like X Scissor, but it also has Aerial Ace. The A rank, we have Rhyperia. Now, you might be wondering, well, hey, why isn't Rhyperia in the S rank? It's really good. It's really good for the Open Master League, and it is, and it still is for the Master Premier. But it does have some weaknesses. For example, the Dragon type, like Dragonite, is going to heavily resist the Mud Slap. Florges has super effective Trailblaze attacks, double super effective. Gyarados is also a flying type, so it kind of does struggle. Obviously, it doesn't want to see Annihilate for Alligator, right? Like, it does have a decent amount of weaknesses, but it's still really good. Obviously Rock Wreck is super powerful. Breaking Swipe is a great move as well. So still a really strong Pokemon, and still one you're going to see. Still highly, highly ranked. Then we have Dragapult. So Dragapult is another one with Astonish. So I could maybe see double Astonish with Golden Go and Dragapult. That could be pretty fun. I don't have a Hundo Dragapult. I don't have the XL, so you're not going to see it from me. But maybe if you want to use it. Because we have all the Dragon types, we also have Hisuian Avalugg, or even the regular Avalugg too, could be useful for these Dragon type Pokemon. Obviously, Icy Wind is also really good as well to debuff your opponent. Then we have Baxcalibur, just another Dragon type with Dragon Breath. It's, same with Dragapult. I just don't have a Hundo. I don't have the XLs, so that's why I'd go with like another Dragon type. Then we have Machamp. I would go with the Shadow one. If you happen to have a Shadow one, I actually do have a good Shadow one. Karate Chop is the move of choice that you do want. Maybe a double fighting team with Annihilate and Machamp. And then we have Metagross. Metagross, one of the best Steel types, Steel Psychic types. Metagross has always been good in the Master Premier ever since this meta had begun, for sure. Just doing really, really good. I mean, obviously the Bullet Punch into the Meteor Mash is so powerful. Meteor Mash is such a great move. And then you have Earthquake. Occasionally you see Psychic for like Gyarados, but I like the Meteor Mash plus Earthquake combination. And then we have kommo-o, another Dragon type. And then B rank, we have Chestnut. Chestnut could be pretty good. It does have some Pokemon it has to watch out for, like the flying types, obviously. Unless if you run Smackdown, which I don't really anticipate. But no, I mean, Frenzy Plant hits like a truck. So if you're looking for a good grass type, Chestnut is definitely it. Hippowdon, Sand Attack, and then Weather Ball, and is it Scorching Sands? I want to say it is Scorching Sands, but Hippowdon might be a Pokemon you see. Mamoswine is another one. This one has Powder Snow or Mud Slap. Probably go with Powder Snow. If you're going for Mud Slap, you probably go with the Rhyperia. And then it also has Icicle Spear, which I got this season, I believe, right? Garchomp, another Dragon type. Could go with Mudshot or Dragon Tail. You probably would see it with Dragon Tail just because Mudshot was nerfed, but... And then we have Skeledirge. Incinerate and Torch Song is really good, but... The thing about Skeledirge, I do like Skeledirge, and, if it gets on the right matchup, like the Steel types, like Metagross, Magnezone, the Ice types, right? It's going to do well, but the Dragon types it doesn't really want to battle. Especially now since most Skeledirge, I feel like, are going to be running Torch Song plus Shadow Ball compared to the Disarming Voice. But, if it gets on a good matchup, it's going to be really good, and then we have Magnezone. And then the other options, we have Hydreigon. I have, I think this is another one I have a Shundo of. I know it's a Hundo. I think it is a Shundo, because I think I got a Shundo Dino. So pretty cool there. Electivire is okay. It was buffed a couple times with Thunder Shock and Ice Punch and Wild Charge, but it really can't take hits. But it does get to the moves fast. Lapras did receive Psywave and Sparkling Area, so this is another Pokemon that could, in theory, see play in the Master Premier. It's a Titan, another Ice type, Gallade. Some of these I don't really anticipate seeing a whole lot of. Togekiss is okay, but Primarina is just going to be the better Charm user because of the typing, the Water and Fairy type. Swampert did receive Sludge this season, but if you want to go with a more powerful attack, it also has Sludge Wave, has Earthquake as well, and Hydro Cannon. And then Snorlax. Snorlax used to be really good in the Master Premier. It was nerfed. Body Slam was nerfed, but I mean, it's still a tank, so it can still take hits. And then we have Salamence. And then Sylveon for another Charm user, Excadrill, which used to see a lot of play in the past, and then Walrein. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into the solid team options. So for the first team is a classic Dragonite plus the double steel team, Metagross and Magnezone. The backline, not really going to appreciate Rhyperia, or is it? I mean, because with Metagross, at least you're doing super effective damage with Bullet Punch plus Meteor Mash. And then Dragonite is also resisting the Mud Slaps, right? Obviously, it has to watch out for Rock Wrecker. You can take a Breaking Swipe. But Overall, not too bad. Not too bad even into Viperia. The backline, going to love fairy types like Florges. Dragonite hates it, right? Ground types, the backline is not going to like, but we know that Dragonite is resisting ground attack. So yeah, I mean, generally, just a standard ABB style team. And then next up, we have Florges in the lead with Viperia, and then Gyarados. I'd generally go with Dragon Breath Gyarados. Now, this team is kind of ABA weak to Magnezone. I don't know how common Magnezone will be in this meta, but it is something to consider. Obviously, I mean, I would say Gyarados, if you're running Dragon Breath, is going to be generally the safe swap. And then we have Golden Go in the lead with Double Dragon. I put Gudra and Dragonite. Obviously, you could replace these dragons with other dragons. There's, Baxcalibur, kommo-o if you happen to have them. And you could put on a different steel type like Metagross, but I put on Golden Go. I thought Golden Go would be pretty good with the Astonish. Makes a lot of sense. And then next up, we have Double Fighting with Annihilate and Machamp or Shadow Machamp. You could go Shadow both of them if you happen to have them, and then Metagross in the lead. Backline not going to like fairies, but Metagross loves fairies like Florges, and I think Florges is going to be so common. And then we have, Mamoswine with Primarina, so Charm Primarina, and then Feraligatr, so Feraligatr will be the safe swap on this team. And yeah, I mean, safe swap Feraligatr if you happen to lose the lead. Lure out. I mean, if they see you have Mamoswine in the lead, they probably will want to bring in a Dragon type against the Feraligatr, but you also have the threat of Ice Beam as well, so... and then you have a Charmander, which is going to be obviously really good against Dragonite, or Dragon types in general. And then the next team, we do have Florges in the lead with Galiciopod and Feraligatr. I think both can work in the back as a safe swap, but I like Galiciopod more. So this is another team that will struggle to Magnezone. Yeah, I mean, just something to keep in mind. A couple of these teams do struggle to Magnezone, but I don't know how common Magnezone will be. We'll have to see. I feel like people will opt for other Pokemon, other Steel types. I think Metagross, I think Golden Go, but we'll see. Either way, let me know what you think of these teams. Let me know what league you plan on playing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.